Hey guys, Books Nelson here with another quick breakdown, and we're going to be doing two cards in this video. We'll be doing Jamal Murray and Jalen Rose. Jamal Murray actually isn't really a reward, and so he's in the Pro Pass thing, so he didn't show up in that same search, which is fine. And the Jalen Rose, he also doesn't show, like, he's not on that particular list. He's in the unlimited rewards, so he's in a different section. So I do want to cover both of these cards. So this card is a card very easy to access. He's part of the $10 if you were to get the season pass, the Pro Pass. And it really comes down to one thing with this card, straight up. He's got excellent SIGs across the board. His size up is actually very, very, very good. Is his shot usable and very quick? And most importantly, is it usable with his behind the back? His behind the back is the best in the game. And it is good as a movement tool, but its strongest use is, number one, just using it behind the screen. But even better than using it behind the screen is using it off of the L2 cancel in any situation. You can L2 cancel into the Jamal Murray tutorial on this here channel. Look at the Kyle Korver tutorial for the L2 canceling. But if you know how to L2 cancel, this is the strongest move in the game, right? It's the single strongest move in the game. L2 canceling into the Jamal Murray behind the back, into a jumper. Very, very hard to react to, really almost impossible to react to on defense. You have to know it's coming and anticipate it somewhat, right? But with this card, his shot on normal is horrible. I remember when they had the score 32 points with Jamal Murray and all I had was his Ruby card. And man, it wasn't hard, but just talk about unpleasant. Reminded me of almost like Craig Hodges, like, oh, it stinks having to even use this crap card. That's what it felt like to me. And for that reason, his cards have never been good, despite the fact that he does have the best behind the back in the game. And up until now, at 6'4", 6'4" was a good height for point guard. Now it's closer to the minimum height you want at point guard, although he does have a little bit more of a frame to him, a little bit more stockiness and a 6'7" wingspan, so he doesn't feel tiny on the court. These SIGs are all great. All of them, great SIGs. Trey Leaner, right? Pro 2 hop jumper is not good. But other than the Pro 2 hop jumper, everything else looks great. His size is just fine. Attribute-wise, speed, up there. Strength could be better, but at 85, you give that little upgrade, you're fine. You see badge-wise, he's pretty good across the board. I'd maybe throw a little bit of that defense on there, but he's fine. Doesn't need anything for slashing. 95 driving dunk. Should be good to go, right? Animations-wise, he's okay. Here, straight arm tomahawk is actually excellent. That's all you need. Hangs off one and one-handers off one are also both very good. So I'm excited about the card in those regards. But if this base on very quick is not significantly faster, that kills the card. I'm a little surprised he didn't get Patty or T-Mac in the lower base. Or even JT Thor, Ben Shepherd, one of those. Like, he needs a good jumper to be able to play, and they're trying to monetize him. So I really expected him to be a little better than this, but we'll see. We'll see, because I'm almost 100% getting the Pro Pass on my personal account. Because again, as a My Career player and a My Team player, getting the rewards from both, it's a no-brainer. No-brainer for me. I wish all of the value in 2K was as good as the value of the Pro Pass. That having been said, that's his struggle. All right, Jalen Rose, 6'8" at the point guard. Now, I think that height is less value at the PG position than in previous years. I think as long as you're between 6'4" and 6'7", you're fine. I think once you get under 6'4", you need other special qualities like juice stats and maybe a really good player build. And once you get over 6'7", my question is, how do you move at that PG position? Right? So with Jalen Rose, let's see this behind. This is what we got to go to first, is the behind the back. Okay, so it looks like he has the Jamal Murray behind the back. Kyle Kuzma lower base. This might actually be a pretty good jumper on very quick to shoot off of this behind the back. And this means this guy probably plays. Steve Francis, Kyrie Irving. Now, I will say, at his size, he's not going to move quite as well as the smaller cards. Even if you guys are new to this channel, I have the Dr. J card, and after I was warming up with Dr. J, and then I went to go play with the Derek White, and I was like, wow, like you can feel the difference. Dr. J moves great, and Dr. J is one of the best cards in the game. but the smaller cards are much more agile with these SIGs. They do not feel the same. They're still great, but they don't feel the same as on a 6'5", 6'4" card. So that's just worth noting when you're trying to get open and create jumpers, and you've got these really cards jumping at you. Being able to create in those small windows very quickly, to me, has a lot of value. So that's not to say that this card isn't great. I'm just saying that the my team tendency to see 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" point guards and automatically think that those cards are better, I don't think that that is consistent with the design of this year's game. I think a card like Shea that splits the difference, that to me feels like where you want to go. You want a Shea with Patty base is the dream point guard, not a super tall point guard. That's my personal opinion. You guys might disagree. Let me know in the comments section. That having been said, this card looks fantastic. Excellent SIGs across the board. You guys see him here on screen. Kyrie Irving dribble style, Steve Francis size up, Trey escape, right? And he looks like he has the Murray behind the back with John Wall moving step back. I will 100% use this card if I get him. 100%. He will play for me on my no money spent, most likely. I think on my personal account, he would theoretically play for me, but I feel like by the time I get him, there will be a card I would use more. I would use over him, and he doesn't play for me over Shea, right? He would play behind Shea, and he's competing with Oscar Robertson. That's where he is for me. You know, for you guys, maybe he's PG1. I think he has some of the stuff to be PG1, and until I see the card, I won't know that for sure. But I will say, across the board, this card looks fantastic. He really, really looks great. A shoe should close the gap on a lot of this stuff. I think defensively is where I'm a little bit concerned. Not that he would be bad, but just 87th strength means you're not elite defensively, right? You're good, but you're not elite. So I'm curious how he'll play defensively. 85 block, like we're going to see a lot of point guards with higher strength, higher block, higher steal, 92 steal. These things to me matter, right? It's a 92 lateral. People say lateral doesn't matter. I wouldn't go that far. It's not the most important stat in the world, but it is technically in the game. 92 perimeter defense. These are good, but for a modern dark matter card, I do think that he will have competition on the defensive end of the floor. So his size will help, but will he create well enough to be competitive for PG1 going forward? Time will tell, but he looks like a very, very good card, a very good reward card at the end of the day. Certainly could be way better than this card with this lower base. Now, and this is a great example, actually, before I close out the video. Jamal Murray, if he had Patty Mills base, I would use him in a heartbeat over this Jalen Rose. That's how important that is to me, right? And I'm coming at it as my career point guard guy, but when I look at the best players in this game, when I watch guys like Splash play, that's what I see in full effect. I don't see big point guards, paint mashing people. I see Jamal Murray behind the back three-pointer. I know it's not the most elegant thing to watch, and I think if you have that tool, you don't have to spam it, but having the threat of that opens up the whole floor for everybody else and allows the point guard to really be a point guard. So that's, to me, I think that's a great way to sum up these two cards. Is something like that to me is very important. That having been said, if that Kyle Kuzma base on very quick with his Tony Parker upper, if that's usable, then the reverse is true. Because of his height, he doesn't need to be as fast as this guy would have to be. See, like, he really kind of needs the Patty Mills, right? With T-Mac, he would be good, but with Patty Mills, he would be outstanding, even at his height. Whereas Jalen Rose, he can get away with a slower base than Patty. It doesn't have to be quite as ridiculous as Patty, just because at his height, you got to get there sooner. You have to be closer, because height matters so much when it comes to shot contests. And also, these bigger player cards, one thing they do have the advantage is when they do the Jamal Murray behind the back, they move more because they're bigger. So the step is wider. So you have to close the gap even more. So yeah, this Jalen Rose card is actually very exciting. Good day overall for reward cards. I think Jalen's good. RJ Barrett's good. Joker, obviously, I'm extremely biased because he's one of my favorite cards all year. Yeah, some good stuff. I think even the Dillon Brooks is usable if you're no money spent or new coming back to the thing and you don't want to spend your resources on like the available two guards. I think he could play the backup two guard and defend and hit shots if you get stuff from everywhere else, depending on how good his jumper is. So yeah, some solid rewards today that are, to me, much better than what we got from the collection, which, quite honestly, I think most people just want Kareem. I think most people don't even care about Larry. A lot of people who did care about Larry got Larry. So the Dark Matter Larry looks good, but the Kareem is the card people are pulling for, and I think this is a day where if you are pulling packs and you get that Kareem, and you don't get the Kareem, you might be disappointed. There's a lot of people who'll be disappointed with everything they get, because I don't know if the other cards hold up. But these two cards, scared of what this is on Very Quick. If this is good on Very Quick, then he's a very good card. We'll know that very soon. And Jalen Rose looks good and potentially could be great. All right, that's it for me. I will see you guys in the next one, wrapping up today's new cards. I hope you guys enjoy Season 7. Thank you so much for all of your support. We're over 1,000 subs, and now we can just keep it moving, keep the channel growing, and keep the conversation elevating as we digest the information of my team. And as we always say, no matter how bad 2K treats us, we will be here 10 toes down for the community that is playing this game and trying to find some enjoyment out of it. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.